Dr. Several. I appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to working with this esteemed organization in support of reparations. Of course, my job with CIPA as the Director of Business and Trade is meant to um, uh, support several pillars. One of those is that we need to introduce one another once again, because the diaspora is spread over the Americas and the South Atlantic and Europe. So with that, we need to often have events where we come together and learn about one another, so that we don't have what I see now going on across the internet, which is called the diaspora wars, where we are denigrating one another or talking ill of one another across continents or across borders, which is absolutely unnecessary. I think that the young Queen Sister Deborah spoke about looking forward instead of just looking backward. But we also need to look inward to ourselves to see one another in each other. And with that, we should be able to come together to do business and understand the environments that we all have been raised in and understand the shortcomings that we all have faced, rather than looking down on one another, so that we all can, in one voice, ask for the reparations that we deserve. And in the meantime, create industry and business to sustain our sovereignty. It's very important to keep in mind that the African continent was deeded to us by the Almighty, the most wealthiest continent on the face of the earth. And we have to take umbrage with the value of the resources there and seek to return home wherever we choose by way of business and investment. So our events, our business and trade events, such as the one that we're planning in Nigeria, and we look forward to having many more across the continent, is meant to bring us together in solidarity around our business needs and our ability to trade with one another, trade both goods and services, as well as ideas. And then, just like the passions that Sister Mali, Sister Auvergne, and the Princess Deborah expressed, learning to get together and socialize our pain and our past differences will help us overcome those differences and do business and trade amongst each other, so that we can maintain our sovereignty. We don't have to look to Canada, England, or France, or the US for trade. We are 1.7 billion people strong. We are not a minority. We are an economy in and of ourselves. Trading and doing business amongst each other, we can create our own economies. It is not required that we seek the economies of Europe or the US in order to sustain ourselves. We have a continent that is full of riches and full of opportunities if we just look in the right direction. I understand that some of us feel that the argument for reparations is one that may be futile, but we should never lose sight of the fact that there is a debt owed to us. And if you don't seek that debt, you may not get the repayment in one form or another. I'm of the belief that we will, at some point in time, receive repayment of that debt. Of course, in the meantime, we still have to sustain ourselves, and by that, we do have our business conferences and events where we come together and share our ideas, share our products, and create the economies that will sustain us. With that, we will have our sovereignty intact. I don't want to take up too much more time. We have more guests to get to. So with that, I will yield